I am Vince Molinari, and welcome to FinTech TV. We're broadcasting from the iconic New York Stock Exchange, and I'd like to welcome Rob Schimek, who is the CEO of Bolttech. Rob, welcome to the show.
Vince, thanks for having me today.
Well, welcome to New York, all the way from Singapore. Welcome to the iconic New York Stock Exchange. It's great to have you with us today.
I love it. This is home for me. I lived very close to here for 12 years.
What an amazing background that you have. I want to dive into all that's kind of been in the pathway resulting in Bolttech, and maybe start us off. Tell us about Bolttech and what's been the vision and the journey.
Super. Well, first, I would just say Bolttech is the fastest growing internationally scaled insurtech. Our focus is on insurance distribution. That's our primary goal, is to shape the future of insurance distribution. So what do? We do two primary things that I think are very interesting to the insurtech market space today. The first one is, of course, we do embedded insurance, something you're going to hear from a lot of insurtechs that participate in this marketplace. But what's so neat about that is we are able to be many times the very first product that an insured even comes across in the marketplace. And I mean that from the perspective of individuals who never experienced the opportunity to protect the very things that are most important to them. And so we are the first stop in closing the protection gap that can exist sometimes around the world. The second thing about us is we run a choice model insurance exchange, like the stock exchange. Not yet at this scale, but our insurance exchange is pretty remarkable. Last year we quoted $60 billion of premium.
Pretty impressive.
On our insurance exchange. And that insurance exchange last year quoted 28 property insurance policies per minute, 60 minutes an hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so that gives you an idea of the overall scale of what we do. So we do a choice model, or we do an embedded insurance model.
I want to go back for a second, Rob. Part of what we do at FinTech TV consistently is bring education, awareness, and help communities learn. So when you talk about this closing the gap a bit of insured or insurance product, is that reaching new audiences that aren't insured, or is that getting them better margins on what they may have, or is it all of it?
Yeah. So one of the great things about what we're able to do is we can even make companies that today just have the desire to provide protection to their customers, we can make them an insurtech. So we're an insurtech that can make other companies an insurtech, which is super cool. So we bring the technology, we bring the licenses, we bring the insurance expertise. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to help many times provide the very first protection policy that an individual in the marketplace has ever had the opportunity to purchase. A great example of that you'll see us do a lot of times in Asia in particular is we protect the cell phone. So you think of great companies like Samsung or Apple who are building the phone and provide warranty protection. Many times it is a company like a Bolttech that's actually fulfilling all of that capability and actually protecting the thing that you can't live without, because none of us can live without our phone. Protecting that phone. So that's an example of what we do. Sometimes it's the first product that they've ever been able to purchase, or sometimes it's the next best product that's helping them to advance from doing something very small to protecting the things that are really important to them, like their health, their life, or their most important assets.
Wonderful. Talk to me a little bit about the insurance tech or insurtech industry itself. A lot of opportunity, whole bunch of challenges. How's it playing out, and how do you see it?
Yeah, so it is without a doubt a very challenging environment out there today. It's a challenging macroeconomic environment, so not just raising capital is difficult, but also the economic circumstances are difficult. And this impacts not just insurtechs, but it impacts all companies in the marketplace. What is really neat about what we're doing as insurtechs is we're building the capability to help to make businesses succeed even in these challenging markets. What we do, for example, with our customers who have never had the opportunity to sell insurance before, is we can help to make them have a brand new revenue stream that they never had access to before. So you imagine if you have all these customers, you want to find ways to be able to deliver additional value to your customers. You need the licenses, you need the capability, you need the product to be able to provide. And so that's one of the things that we're able to do in the marketplace that I think is so neat. And this is just the Bolttech example where we're focusing on the distribution side of insurtech. But all insurtechs were not created equal. So there are some who prefer to take risk on their balance sheet. There's some who focus on distribution. There's some who focus on claims. There's some who focus on underwriting. And so together, as an overall ecosystem, if we work together and we kind of enable one another, we can actually just raise the bar for the entire industry and make it better.
So it is a little bit of collaboration with industry participants who may be competitors, but growing the pie.
It is. When I went to graduate school at the University of Pennsylvania, so I love
Give them a big
Penn.
shout out there, UPenn.
Absolutely, and at UPenn we used to have a phrase. We would say, "You've got to cooperate to graduate," and this cooperate to graduate concept is really very much at the heart of what we try to do at Bolttech, which is it's an ecosystem. We're not here to disrupt everybody. We're not here for it to be a Bolttech win and someone else's loss. We're actually just here to help make the entire industry better, and that comes from cooperation. And we've got to also create this concept of co-opetition, where we can be competitors, but we also can be cooperative competitors.
I want to talk a little bit about international in nature. You've got marquee clients. You're solving for a number of challenges across the spectrum, which I suspect are macroly similar globally, but within each jurisdiction have some specialty.
Yeah.
How do you solve for all those challenges?
It is really a great question, Vince. And one of the reasons that I live day to day in Singapore is because of the complexity of the regulatory environment. If you don't understand that Singapore is different than countries in Europe that are different than countries in North America, then you will never be able to be successful as an international insurtech. And what's so special about what we've done is we've actually created the first ever truly scaled international insurtech. And that comes from navigating this very complex environment by living it every day. And so we say that we're an insurtech. When you're an insurtech, you've got to have insurance expertise and technology that is cutting edge technology. And we bring the two together really well. And so that is, by the way, a very, very, very big challenge. It's why people use us. It's why people love having us as their business partner, because we're able to do things that if you tried from your seat here in New York to solve problems with the regulators in different jurisdictions around the world, you'll find that you're going to need to get out there and face them face to face.
And I imagine more expensive, much longer time to get it done. Here's an efficient process that seems to be quite turnkey.
Yeah, you've got the very key element of what we've tried to do is create a turnkey solution that is a plug-and-play solution with very important kind of modern technology that enables you to be able to do this kind of stuff without even having to skip a beat. We don't need you to have to wait months to be able to do business. We want you to be able to wait hours and then start doing business.
Well done. Well, Rob, thank you so much for joining us today. Have to have you back again when you're coming through or remotely and follow the story.
Thank you, Vince. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure.